So I'm joined with friend of the show and Fight and Talk sponsored fighter Cal. I know, mate, your fight got announced yesterday for the EFC interim bantamweight title. How good does it feel to hear that?
Feels amazing. I've worked really hard constantly to try and get to where I am now. I think it's only right that me and Luthando are the people who's fighting for the belt, because obviously he's been doing really well in the featherweight division. He's beat some really good guys, people who I've thought would be a hard test for him, and he's done really well. So I think it's right that he's at the spot he's at now, and the same applies for me. I think it's a really fun fight for the fans. You know what I mean? I think everyone's going to enjoy this fight, and it's the right fight to make in the division, definitely.
It is for the interim belt as well, like I mentioned. Where do you sort of stand on this JP Bai situation with him signing with Brave, not defending his title, and you having to fight for an interim instead of it being the out-and-out world title?
It's a funny one, because I understand what he's doing. Obviously he's at a point now where he's just won the belt in the EFC. He's got interest from Brave, which is a massive organisation, which is going to propel him even further, you know what I mean? Get his name in different areas. He's fought in South Africa, he's also fought in America in Dana White's Contender Series, so I can understand why he's going elsewhere, trying to build his name up other places, and I don't blame him. Obviously from a fighter's perspective, in the EFC, it's not it's not ideal for everyone else, but for him personally, that's the right choice for him to do. You know, I completely understand his choice to do that.
Has there been any conversation with AFC that once you win the belt, is it then going to have to be bout with JP, or if he decides to vacate, do you automatically get the belt? Has there been any sort of conversation around that?
Nah, there hasn't been much talk about it at all, to be honest. I think he's signed a couple of fight deals with Brave, and I think he's talking about returning to AFC next year. As far as I know, that's what he said in his last video. So it just all depends on what happens in his Brave debut. Sorry, you know, if he gets a big win out there, then I guess they might link him straight up and fight that guy who's got the belt there. And if he wins that belt as well, surely he's going to be knocking on the door of somewhere else massive anyway. It could be UFC or wherever. You know, he's got good connections with Alpha Male and stuff like that. So you never know. Obviously, it all depends on his Brave debut and what happens there. But if I can win the belt when I fight Luthando, if I can bring that belt home, a fight with JP would be amazing as well. I think it's a great fight for both of us. But I'm not gonna cry and want to seek out these fights. I'll just fight whoever I'm offered every time. You know what I mean? I feel like I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. To me, it's it's nothing personal against anyone. I just want to get to where I know I should be, and I just want to keep fighting the best, and whoever's in front of us, just fight that person one at a time.
What do you make of Luthando as well? You had much of a chance to sort of see what he's about. Record's quite similar, obviously yours is slightly more, you've got a slightly higher win sort of thing. But
it's a tough fight, you know. He's really good at what he does. He comes from a really good gym. Chris Bright's the head coach there. It's a person who I've got a lot of respect for, and all these lads there, they all actually are really good. They're good grapplers, they're good everywhere, you know what I mean? Luthando he's game, he comes forward, he looks physically really strong. He's got a good work rate. His judo's really good, and his wrestling's good. He's striking, he's hard to deal with, you know. The thing is with him, what works really well for him is he's been used to fighting bigger guys his whole career. The last guy he fought was really tall as well, you know what I mean, as I am as well, so he's quite suited to fighting the big guys, so it's definitely going to be a hard test on my side. But I watched his last fight. I've seen him fight a couple of times. His last fight, I'm sure we fought on the same card. I'm sure we did on the last AFC when I fought Fights too, because I'm sure he fought on the same card. And when he beat Stephen Gongalves, if that's how you pronounce it, and he did really well there. So I'm under no illusion that it's going to be an easy fight. I know it's going to be a tough test, and I think he does things that are hard for my style, and I think I've got things that are hard for his style. So it's going to be a clash of styles, as I've said before, and I think it's going to be a really exciting fight for everyone to tune in and see. I see it being a grueling fight. I don't see it being like my last one where I finished Fights. It was with a choke. I said that the week prior when I fought Fights. I predicted that I would guillotine him. I said he doesn't give much options for. He would never belly down and stuff like that. So when but I just, in my head, I kind of pictured the fight going that way. I thought he would come out fast and then fade, whereas I think this fight's going to be a long, grueling fight for both of us, and I think we're both going to have to dig really deep, and that's why I think it's a perfect matchup. It's going to be a barnstormer. I can't wait, I really can't.
And there was a bit of animosity between you and Faiz for that last fight.
Definitely.
There was a lot of things being said between. There doesn't seem that, I know the fight's only just been announced, but there seems to be a lot more sort of, I guess, mutual respect between you and Nathando.
Yeah, 100%. Like, as I say, like, everything I've seen of them, they're all really respectful guys, you know, like they kind of like let the skills do the talking, and that's kind of like the way I like to play it as well. Like, I don't feel like I have to big myself up at all. I feel like if anyone has seen me fight, they know the way I fight. I come out, I'd like to have a tear up, you know, like that. I'm game for that, you know, like but I know I've got skills in other departments as well, so if I don't have to do that, you know what I mean? Whereas some people feel like they need to talk that smack and like big it up and see all this and that to get people tuning in. Whereas I don't feel that way. I feel like people know what I'm about and what I'll bring anyway, and I think he's the same, you know. He kind of like he just lets his skills do the talking, and like obviously his whole gym, that's what they're all about, you know. They're all good guys, and like same as our gym, you know, like everyone there's killers, and just there's no one there that talks that shit because they don't have to, because we're known for being good fighters. So it's one of them fights where it's going to sell itself, do you know what I mean? So
you're about our gym there as well, the TFT
MMA,
yeah. What's it like training with the likes of, you know, you've got Lewis Monarch there, you've got Ryan School there, you've got KSW champions and Filter Freeze there. What's it like? Some,
and not just the pro guys as well. Obviously, there's some top, Roscoe, Perry. There is some really high level pro guys there, but just the amateur guys as well are crazy, man. It's like Nathan Haywood, he's another one coming through the ranks now. Like, he was 0-3 when he first joined our gym, and I said from the start he'd be a killer, and he's won every fight since now, and he's about to win. He's already lightweight champion of a show here, Rise and Conquer, and he's about to fight for the featherweight belt, and he's really, really good, and he's always a hard round, and them guys push you. Paul Hartburn's another one. There's just some really, really high level guys coming through, both ranks, pro and amateur, sorry, you know. So it's just a great environment to be around. Everyone just brings each other on to the next level, and it's a great team to be a part of.
So the helmet all as well, Andrew Fisher, you know, he's out. I know he's been out injury for a little while, but he's number 3 in the rankings over ACB. And what's his coaching style like? I know when I spoke to Perry and Louis, Louis said he genuinely believes he's at the best gym in the world. 100%. And a lot of that's down to Fisher. 100%.
Like, I feel like I've sparred with some really good level guys. I've trained at different places, and like, it's crazy because everyone used to have this whole idea of like, oh, you need to go to these super gyms, and that's why they're thinking, like, that's why everyone's like, go away, go to America, go to these places, and it's like, why do that? Why go somewhere else and pay someone and just be somebody's punching bag where the interests are not there? And that to me, that's not how you breed success. Like, the reason everyone at our gym is successful as they are is because of the passion that Andrew Fisher's got. Like, he puts in time for everyone, and the reason he specifically builds everyone's strength. It's not like he's just there. He does it for the right reasons. Do you know what I mean? He's got the right mindset for it, and that's why everyone's the way they are. Like, if it wasn't for Fisher, the gym wouldn't be where we are. You know what I mean? It all is for him. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be where I'm at now if it wasn't for Fisher, and that's not even me just being like biased because it's my coach. You know what I mean? Like, that's truth. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be half the fighter I was if I'd have started off in another gym. Like, he's moulded me into the style that I am now, to fight the way I fight. You know what I mean? Like, I started off as a boxer. I came here, and like, literally now if I was to go back to boxing, I would have a completely different style to what I had then, because it's just moulded us into an MMA fighter now, and that's why I've been is doing as well as I have. You know what I mean? And that's why I'll continue to do as well as I have, because we've got the right team and right support. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Going back to your fight as well, you mentioned about you being a tall lad. Like, yeah, you're tall, but for a bantamweight, you're giant. Like, what's that cut sort of like getting down to there? Because it can't be an easy sort of.
It's more so like lifestyle changes. You know, like if it was to do it like a lot of people do it, a lot of people don't lose that much through the camp and then cut a lot last week. Whereas if I was to do that, I'd probably die. Like, it's no secret, I walk around. I walk around heavy. Like, at the minute, I'm not too bad. Like, I'm 6 weeks out from my fight, so my weight's good at the minute. But I've been up to middleweight before, I've been welterweight, you know, like like that's no secret. I'm a big lad walking around normally, like, so now, like, this close to me fight, I'm a lot leaner, I'm a lot slimmer, and it's more so like, as I say, lifestyle. Like, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing now, get my weight down. And then me cut last week, like, I probably cut less than most of the people who fight at bantamweight, and I'm massive, you know what I mean? It's because, like, I ate so strictly leading up to the fight that last week it's not that bad. I mean, when I fought Fies Jacobs, I think I did like 1.7 the night before in the sweatsuit, lost a bit overnight, and then I did maybe 1.5 in the bath in the morning, and it was a 20-minute bath, and I was on weight, you know what I mean? I felt fresh. Like, normally, like, I've struggled harder to make featherweight than what I did that, and that's just because of experience and now obviously lifestyle changes, do you know what I mean? So, and it's all like, obviously, like, everything I know comes from Andrew, you know what I mean? Like, I've learnt a lot of things from experiences that Coach Andrew Fisher's had, you know what I mean? So that's how is make weight as well as I do now, you know what I mean? So it's just all through his knowledge, you know what I mean? So
I always ask a fighter as well when I've got a fight coming up, can I get a prediction for how you see your fight going?
I think it's going to be a hard fight. I think it's going to be a grueling contest. I think we're both going to have to really dig deep, but I see myself winning. I always see myself winning. I think, like, when I'm in there under the lights, under the pressure, and I think that's when I'm at my best. I find like in the gym or whatever, or people's trainers and the role, and I'm always like, they're playful and this and that, and I think people think a lot less of us. But when it's under the lights and the pressure's on, I know that's when I can turn it on. And I think, like, under that, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I'll take the decision, or late finish, 4th or 5th round, definitely. I think it's going to be exciting, really explosive first 3 rounds. It's going to be hard, and then I see myself maybe 4th round, my pace, me distance, me range find, and that's when it's going to start setting it apart. And obviously I'd love to get a finish, you know, like I'd love that, but either way I'm going to be ready to go to 5 rounds, and I want that. I want to show people, like, I've never been to 5-round fight, and I want to show people, like, that my style is that, like, my pace, like, that's how I beat people. That put pace on and pressure, I keep that pressure, and I find like 5 rounds is better suited for me, and I'll show people how good I am and how tenacious I am, and keep it going, you know what I mean? Keep that pace there, and just, that's how I think I'll win, you know, so can't wait.
Thank you very much for your time. Cheers. Big thanks as well to our sponsors, CBD Life. Check them out in the description below. Use promo code FIGHTANDTALK15 for 15% off. And a big thank you as well to Hot Press Solutions for sorting out all of the merch, which is still available as well.